Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, first up, we got General Insurance Company. Still a young company, listed a couple of years ago. That's IronRock Insurance, The Rock. Connected party here, purchased 1,000 shares on September 15th, 2020, very recently, but always great to see, whether it's a director, management team, connected parties, buying up shares in any publicly, traded company at all. That's what you want to see in terms of the annual report or the quarterly, filings with the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Now, next up, the big news for this week. We still haven't seen necessarily, brokerage houses, financial analysts, bloggers, anybody, even who jumps on Instagram Live, anything like that, social media reports, come out with their recommendations yet, whether it's a buy, if it's a hold, it's a sell, but what their position is, it's only a couple of days after the prospectus has come out, been published on the JSE website. Folks, that's jamstockx.com. You can go and see it for yourself. So, probably by maybe this weekend into Monday, we'll see what the position is of brokerage houses. So this is Tropical Battery, well-known company, the battery company, coming out, proposed listing on the JSE Junior Market. So the prospectus, you can see it for yourself now, is published on the JSE website. So quick snapshot details. It's 325 million ordinary shares, priced at Jamaican $1 per share. Out of that, 137.5 million shares available for the general public. So, we'll digest this, talk more about it next week on Business Live. Now, CAC 2000, that's CAC 2000. Quite a turnaround here in the 9 months financial results. These are the unaudited results for 2020. Revenues surging, always great to see. That's the top line sales to 928 million Jamaican dollars from 737 million dollars. A profit turnaround here. They had a loss in the year before or the comparative period. So profit here, it's not much, but a profit is something that you want to ring in that cash register and keep it. 7.2 million Jamaican versus a loss in the comparative period of 39.4 million Jamaican. So that's good to see. In the quarter, that's the third quarter, even better growth we saw in that quarter. Now, Eppley Caribbean Property Fund continues to buy back shares. A share buyback advisor here as well. 53,626 shares or units purchased during the period September 7th to September 11th, 2020 under the company's buyback program. So we continue to see Eppley Caribbean Property Fund buying back their shares. And folks, when you see a board of directors of this magnitude, this nature, buying back their shares, this is probably the 5th, 6th, 7th time we've carried this on Business Live alone, post on the JSE website. Watch out for that. It's really decreasing, limiting the float. They're mopping up that liquidity, in the shares. Just a matter of time, as the company also is buying up properties before probably that share price moves. So keep your eye on that. Even with COVID-19 right now, the pandemic, hard to watch, probably the stocks, the stock market, but look out for this one. Last up, US markets, overseas markets. FinTech company here, something we haven't seen much here, but Chime, you always hear about Robinhood, but here's kind of it's not a newbie, but fast moving, ramping up its valuation here. Chime, interesting company, looks at itself as a software company, not necessarily a bank, but consumer FinTech company, one of these positives, very popular words right now, just like dry powder, you hear all about that with financial reports, financial sector companies. So Chime offering, banking services through its mobile phones. So ramping up its valuation, huge number now, selling a piece of the company, doing a fundraise, and predicted, the CEO says, IPO in 12 months. People like to hear that, especially shareholders. So again, described as a consumer software company, not a bank. I'm Mark Croskery. Have a good Friday. This is Business Live.